Hey everybody, the Pokemon Go Fest Max Finale event has now finished. The weekend, Saturday the 23rd and Sunday the 24th, has now come to a conclusion, and we're going to go through the last week on Pokemon Go. Of course, we had the Dark Skies event running from Monday till Friday, and that featured a lot of legendary Dynamaxes coming back into the game. And of course, we had Saturday and Sunday, which was a big event, both 10 till 6 on each day, and that saw a lot of the G-Maxes coming back into the game, as well as Eternatus, Eternatus. So a big Pokemon release there, but we weren't able to catch those. Now we'll deep dive into that as well as the week as a whole in just a moment. But first of all, let's get that screen up and let's start off with the shinies that we managed to get throughout the week. So let's get the screen up now and we'll go onto our Pokemon storage and we'll type in shiny and age 0 to 6. And we can hopefully see the shinies that we managed to get since last Monday. So these are the shinies that we managed to get throughout the Max Finale as well as the Dark Skies event. And we started off a week very strong. That Monday we had the Latios and Latias Dynamax returning on those Max battles. And we managed to get a shiny Latios with a background. A very cool background this is. Super cool. Most of the Pokemon that spawn throughout the week look very cool with this background. And we managed to get a shiny, but it was a 2-star, so hopefully we can find somebody to lucky trade this with, but it's still a very good start to a week. Then we had a Dynamax Squavert. This was from the research for Go Finale Pass. Very nice Dynamax Squavert, and we've never managed to get that shiny before in its Dynamax form, so super happy with that. Then we had a Galarian Zigzagoon. It wouldn't be an event without getting a Galarian Zigzagoon shiny. Then we also had a shiny Dynamax Bulbasaur. Again, our first ever shiny Dynamax Bulbasaur, so super happy with that. And it was a 3-star, only just, but still a 3-star nonetheless. We had a shiny Zacian. Of course, Zacian and Zamazenta in their normal forms were about in raids from Monday to Friday. We had a raid hour with a crown form, Zamazenta and Zacian on Thursday and Friday, and then Zamazenta and Zacian in their crown forms were spawning over the weekend as well. But this one was just a normal Zacian raid that we did, and we managed to get a shiny, a nice 3-star shiny there. Unfortunately, didn't have the same backgrounds as we had during the Pokemon Go Fest, but still a very nice shiny nonetheless. And we had a shiny Entei Dynamax, super cool shiny Entei Dynamax there. Then we had a Zamazenta shiny, then another Zamazenta shiny during that raid hour. Then we had the Palkia. This was, of course, from the Go Fest or the Makeup event during the Origin raid day. So we had a shiny Palkia, another shiny Palkia, another shiny Palkia, then shiny Dialga and shiny Dialga. So 3 shiny Palkias encounters for me and 2 shiny Dialgas. I managed to do 71 raids that raid day, so I don't know why I've only managed to get 5 encounters. I'm not too sure how the math works out on that, but let me know in the comments how many encounters you got from that compensation. But let's carry on, and this was of course the first day of the Max Finale now. We're now into Saturday, and our first shiny of the day was a shiny background Gengar, Gigantamax Gengar, and it was 15, 15, 11 on the stats as well. I am so happy with this Gigantamax Gengar shiny. Of course, Gengar, if you didn't know already, with all the Gengars around me, Gengar is my most favourite Pokemon of all time. And to get a shiny G-Max Gengar with the background and with stats like that as well, I definitely could not complain. And if Silver Bottle Cap comes onto the game, this would be a good shout. If we can make that into a Hundo, that would be super cool. But G-Max Gengar to start the weekend off strong. Then we had a G-Max Toxicity. Now, not as good as stats as a Gengar, but a 12 nonetheless. 2-star, but it is something we could perhaps lucky trade with somebody else. This one lacking the background, no background on this one. Then we had a shiny Snorlax. This was now on Sunday. Shiny Snorlax with the background as well. Super happy with this. Looks very cool with the background, as does Gengar. And very happy to get a shiny Snorlax with a background. Then we had a shiny Lapras G-Max, no background on this one, but a 3-star nonetheless. Then we had this shiny Charizard with the background. So very, very lucky with the shinies that we've had. Most of them have had backgrounds during the G-Maxes. So very, very lucky with those. And Charizard was the G-Max shiny that I was missing out of those first 3 starter ones. Venusaur, Blastoise and Charizard. Managed to get Venusaur and Blastoise quite early on when they first came round. But still was missing that Charizard. Finally, it dropped for us on the last Charizard G-Max battle of the weekend that we did. Very, very happy with that. And then we had a wild shiny Chansey, of course. And we did a lucky trade for a Zaramazenta, which we got earlier on in the week. And it didn't go too bad. It went to a 3-star. Slightly better than what I caught it at. 13, 14, 12 on this lucky Zaramazenta. But they are the shinies that we had during the week. Lechonk we managed to pick up earlier on today on Monday after the event. So those were the shinies that we managed to get during the week on Pokemon Go. But let's have a quick look and see how many Hundos we managed to get during the week. So 4-star, and we actually managed to pick up 3 Hundos. And more importantly, out of those 3, we got Sobble. I'm of course joking, but Sobble, very, very nice Hundo nonetheless. But as you may have seen, we did manage to pick up a Zacian from the raid hour on Thursday with its crown form. We managed to pick up a Hundo Zacian from that. 27.35 was a Hundo, and we managed to get that on around about the 5th raid during that raid hour. So very, very happy with that. Our first ever Hundo Zacian. And of course, it instantly got maxed out and instantly got turned into the crown form. Then we got a crown form Zaramazenta on Friday's raid hour. Again, around about the 4th or 5th raid into the raid hour. And unlucky enough for me, the next one after this was a shiny. But still a Hundo Zaramazenta. Again, never managed to get one of those. And instantly maxed to level 50 as well as being turned into the crown form. So super, super happy to be able to get both Zaramazenta and Zacian Hundos this last week. But overall, in the event, in terms of the max finale and, of course, the Dark Skies, overall, it was quite a good turnout in terms of community-wise, and the G-Maxes and, of course, the Eternatus battles were really, really good. And we managed to do quite a few G-Maxes on both days, probably around about 37 on both days. So we did manage to do quite a few G-Maxes over the weekend, around about 75 towards 80 in total. And the shiny rates seem to be a little bit poor in terms of those G-Maxes. It perhaps could have made the shiny rates a little bit better over the weekend with how much money people were spending on particle packs and how much they were pushing those G-Maxes out. But I was hoping the shiny rates would be a little bit better. And of course, the Eternamax Eternatus, after we'd raided or we battled a few in our community, we sort of didn't really see the point in them because you got no encounter. Of course, you got a lot of XP from them. You managed to get 52,000. With a lucky egg, you managed to get 102,000 from those battles. But there seemed to be no point in battling them after that. Of course, the candy was nice, but that was only nice if you got a good Eternatus. And as you see here on the screen now, my Eternatus was far from good. It was, in fact, the floor. 10, 10, 10. So why would I spend loads of particle packs to get the candy to power this up beyond what I've already powered it up to? I've already powered it up to over 4,000 CP, and that's just so I can use it in max battles. But until I know what's going to happen with the Dynamax or the Eternamax form of this Eternatus, how are we going to obtain that in the game? Are we going to be able to change this form? Should I use a gold bottle cap if that is the case on this? Then, without knowing that, why should I spend so many particle packs actually battling Eternatus just for the candy? Because this isn't really a good one to power up. So, let me know your thoughts on that. I felt that the Eternatus battles, although very, very good to level up on the Go Pass Max Finale, on that pass that we had, very, very quick to level up on that because each Eternatus battle got you 10 ranks on that. After that, I didn't really feel the need to battle so many. So I think we only did about 5 battles over the weekend from the Eternamax Eternatus, and the rest of the weekend we spent trying to get after the G-Max shinies that people were missing out on. But let me know your thoughts about the Eternatus battles in the game. A little bit disappointed on that. And of course, with how terrible this one is, I couldn't really see any point in actually doing any more battles. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Perhaps you got a Hundo, perhaps you got a very much better one than what I did, and you were hoping to try and max that out by the end of a weekend. But we have had an announcement from Pokemon Go that there is going to be additional chances to get your Eternatus encounter if you didn't manage to get to rank 60. And we have also had an announcement saying that there will be an additional Gmax or additional Eternatus battles at some stage where you can get more Eternatus candy. So when that's going to be, I don't know. But if you did miss out this weekend, don't worry too much. Your chance will come to get your Eternatus. So don't worry too much. But let me know in the comments below about everything we've discussed. What shinies did you get over a weekend? What was your most favourite shiny that you managed to pick up over a weekend? Did you manage to get any Hundos during the week and the weekend? And also, what was your Eternatus like? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks very much for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn that notification bell on, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.